Hello, hello, good. Wow. Feel ko ang lakas-lakas ng mic ko, pero sige. And I feel maganda today. So, yeah, video on. Anyway, so hello guys. So, welcome back for today's discussion. So, today we'll be talking about ano to? File manipulation and, a file system and command line. Tapos, we'll be also getting input from the users and other stuff like that. So, today we will be, this is where we left off. So, you have the notes text and then you have other things right here. So, I will be maybe let's try. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with file system and command line args. So, okay. Uh, First thing that we're going to do is, okay, so what are we going to do again? Okay, so let's try to run this one. Okay, so we have node and then app.js. Okay, that's error kasi bakit? Okay, so we didn't still have the notes app. Okay. So cd notes app. Ayan. And then we're going to run app.js. So we have here uh until this one, and then why is this undefined? Okay, maybe I'll just delete stuff first. Wait lang. Fs notes.text and then hello. So still have that. Okay, validator is empty and then in here, okay, so there. So app.js, okay, so we have already cleared this one. And then what if we're going to pass something like node app.js and then maybe I'll just write any string, so let's maybe have Roselle right here. So as you can see, it will still run right here. Tapos, it doesn't do anything yet, but we are actually including a argument here or a variable that we can actually use inside. So we're going to use this command, let's say console.log. Let's just try to print it and then process that argv. Okay. So as you remember, process is a global class in Node. So we don't actually need to require it in here because it is already part of Node.js. Okay, just like try to hide this one. Okay. Okay, so if we're going to run this one, so we have the console.log that processes argv here. So try to run. Node.app.js first. So as you can see, we have an array of stuff in here. So you have the first string in here, true, false, and then this chalk integrated here. And then we also have an array here that contains where your node is. Well, this differs from different people. And then you also have this one where app.js is located. If we're going to add a variable, so as you can see here, we have three arguments. We have three things inside our array. So we have the where node is located. We also have where app.js is located, and then we also have this one. Okay, so what if we're going to need to get this one right here? So let's have it like how we call, arrays. So you have 0, 1, and 2 as the index says. So we're going to run this one. So as you can see, the one printed is in here, which is my name, Rosel, right there. So as you can see, paano mo siya, nakikita mo na siya kung saan mo siya pwede gamitin. So we're just going to delete this one and maybe until in here. Okay, we can still use validator in a bit. So we're going to have, let's just put like the RV in a variable. So we have const, then we have name, siguro name, then we have process.argv, then we have 2. Where's the bracket? Like there, 2. Okay? So we're going to run like console.log and then we can print the name right here. So let's try to run this. Then still have Roselle. As you can see, the one printed here is my name. Okay, so we can actually use that in navigating our system or in our program. So let's have like process argv2. So maybe let's just try to create an if statement. If and then can have this one right here. If let's say option right here or menu. Oh, sige, let's try to have menu. Since we're actually developing our notes app right here, we can have like maybe add a note, remove a note, edit a note, and all those CRUD operations. So can have like menu is we have the triple equal right here. Then we have add, and then we can have maybe console.log muna, and then we can have like adding menu right here. Okay, so let's try for this will be running. So add. So as you can see, ang nagprint dito is the adding menu part. So if we're going to have like edit right here, okay, so as you can see, wala siyang gagawin. It doesn't do anything because we still didn't determine the edit part in here. So we're just going to have else if, and then menu triple add to edit, edit. Okay, and then we're going to have the console.log, and then going to have the edit, editing menu placeholder right here. Okay, so we're going to run this one, and then as you can see, napunta siya dun sa editing menu. Okay? Okay. So, that's how you navigate with this one. So what if we're going to add other elements with the thing? Okay. So have remove, and then we're trying to add another part. So let's try to comment this one first. Ay, shit. Sorry. Okay. So, process RV, sige, let's try to print console.log, process RV. Okay, so let's try to add like node.js, maybe add, and then dash title. Okay, so of course we would like to add like the title of the node or the something that we will include in the node. So let's have this is my title. So we're going to run that. It still go to the add menu. Sorry, haven't served it. Save and as you can see here, you have sa argv, then we have the node, and then this one, and then of course we still got the add, and then we have the title. This is my title. Ayan. So, in order to determine that that is the title, of course we still need to parse. We need to parse this area in order to get the title. So, well, when we are parsing, that's a lot of job. Like, di ba, you remember when you are tackling Java, like you parse in, parse whatever, or try to break down everything. Of course, we're not going to dive into that mano-mano in Node. That's when NPM comes in. So today, we will be using what we call this NPM package, which is YARGS. Ayan. So, ito po yung YARGS, mga kapatid. So, this is actually a Node.js library that can manipulate strings or parse strings and or whatever given in order for you to use in your programs. So, we're going to install YARGS. So, again, how do we install NPM files? So npm install ri yargs. Okay, so as you can see, it's already installing. And our YARGS is already installed. So if we're going to check npm YARGS dash v, so as you can see, the version of the YARGS is 8.1.2. Since that is the latest version, oh no, not actually, it's not actually the latest, but it's the one being installed in our system, or in our program. So how do we use YARGS? As you can see here in its documentation, you can create commands and dynamically generated help menu also for us to use in YARGS, in our program. Okay, so going back, so let's just clear this up. Okay, so I'm just not commenting this one. Ayun. Okay, so how are we going to use YARGS in our program? So, ayun, di ba we have this console log that processes argv? So just going to delete this one for the sake. And then we're going to use YARGS in order to check our argv. Console.log and then YARGS. Of course, this will not run because we haven't checked we haven't, di pa natin nilalagay yung YARG status. So let's initialize it first. Cons YARGS is equal to require, okay, YARGS. YARGS. Okay. I'll be post. 80 to 24. Okay, so have this one. If we're going to print this one, okay, let's try to run it. Node, hey, node app.js. So as you can see here, wait, YARGS is not defined. Okay, let's try to save it. Ayan. So as you can see here, you have sa ating app.js, we have yung unang, this is the first one, the process. So you have the two. Okay, let's try to add something. Okay, Rosel. Okay. Okay, so you have the here, and in here. Okay, so when we are using YARGS, so you have a blank directory here, and then you have the array here, and then this one, and then app.js. So if we're going to add another one, so Audrey. Ayan, so as you can see in our array, we already have two things right here. So when we're using process, as you can see, it's still the array still have these things, but in our YARGS we already have this too. So if we're going to try to print console.log, siguro yargs.argv, and then try to have 0 right here. Then we have nodes.js. Oh, it's undefined. Let's try to put 1 here. Oh, it's still undefined. Okay, wait lang ha. It will not fetch. Okay, sige. Never mind that area. Okay, so when we are using YARGS right here, we can also like create customizable commands when we are using YARGS. So let's try to create add. So we're going to do is we're going to create add, remove, read, and list. Okay, so let's have like yards command, and then going to have hey. Okay. So we're going to have so our command will be that yung makukuha niya from the arrays. So you have add, okay? And then first we're going to describe what does it do. Describe. And then add a new note. Okay. And then we're going to have the handler. This will siya yung magpe-print ko ng gagawin niya. So function. And then let's just have console.log muna. Then okay, so that's how you do it. Ayan. Okay. So we're going to save this one. So we're going to have it here. And let's try to clear this one. CLS. Okay. And then add. As you can see here, it shows the adding a new note since add is included in here. So if we're going to try the next thing, so maybe let's just delete this one for the sake. Okay. So it's for you guys to, diba, that's the add one. And then try to create a command for remove, for to read, to remove, to read, and list, you know, YARGS command. Okay, so we're just doing it now that we can print that it is adding and other stuff so we can play with it later afterwards. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so let's try to clear this one. So as you can see, diba, we have created a your command right here that adds. So if we're going to do like run this one, then dash dash help right here. So you can see we can see our commands that we have created here. So we have add, then add a new note as well. Okay, so if we're going to try to create another one, which is remove. Okay, so you have yargs, that command. Then we're going to create it, and then we're going to put it right here. And then the command is, oh shoot. Command is the same with remove. Ayan. So, ayan. Hello. Ayan. And then, we're going to have like describe in order to, like determine what does it do. So, remove a note. Okay. And then, we're going to have the handler, which is the function. And then since we're just putting placeholder functions muna, so console.log, and then we have hey, wag na, remove a note. Okay, so just have it like that. Okay, so let's save it. Uy, gago ka ba? Okay, so let's try to save it. And then we're going to run help. As you can see, we have the two commands right here. So you have add and remove a note. So if we're going to run it again, having like remove right here. Remove. Okay, so as you can see, you have to remove a note right here. And let's try to run it together. So as you can see, it just went to the add and then to the add note kasi yun yung una niyang kinuhang value. Okay, so yun. Okay, so we'll be adding other commands right here. So as you can see, we have add, remove, read, and list. So we're just, of course, we are so CPAG, so we're just going to copy this one. So, and then we're just going to have command, then we have read. And then maybe just read a note. Ayan. And then we have function, and then just need to put like read a note right here. And then we're going to have the next one is we have the list all notes. So this is list, and then you'll just have like list all notes. Okay, so the placeholder first. Let's try listing all notes right here. So if we're going to run node, then just going to have the help right here. So you can see all of our commands are in here already. Let's try to run one. So list, so you can see listing all notes is included. You can just make comment this one in order for us to not make lito. And then you just have read as well, and then read the note is already included right here. So, ayan. Huh? Okay. So read is not working. Why? Save. Oh. Okay. So we need this one in order for it to run. Ayan. So we also have that one. Okay. Ayan. So, next thing that we're going to discuss is how to put more commands or more functions to these four things that we are actually having right now. So we have add, remove, read, and list. So I hope you'll also try to do the challenge, Emeru, in order to have an in-depth experience with Node.js. Ayan. So, wait lang. Okay, so after that, okay, so today we will be also discussing how to include thingies in here. So we will be adding some other palabok, kumbaga, inside our commands in order for us to fully, to have this fully functional. So let's just clear our terminal now. And then we will be adding things right here in here. So we're going to use the builder command, builder. Yeah. So be having like that, and then inside the builder we're going to be having the things that we're going to need. Yeah. As you can see, builders also used by YARGS. You can actually look at the documentation of builder in here sa ano sa website ng YARGS. Okay, then so we'll be using builder for now. So we're going to use it now. Okay, so when we are adding a note, of course we need the title and then the content of it. And then if we're going to remove it, we also need the title of it. And if we're going to read a note, we're going to have to provide the title of the note that we're going to check as well. But for the list, of course, we're just going to list all notes that are available. Okay, in here, builder, we just need to have like the title. Let's have the title. And then inside the title, we can also have like maybe describe. And then we have the note title here. So this will describe the title in here. Okay, and then for the handler, we're going to pass argv in here in order to add something in here. So if we're going to print this one, and then we just put argv in here. So if we're going to run, add the JS, and then we have add. So as you can see, have the adding the note in here, and then we also have already passed in here is the argv, kaya siya nagpo-print in here. Okay, so if we're going to have that title, okay, is equal to, let's say, uh, exam schedule. Let's just have it right here. And then if we're going to enter it, as you can see, the title is already defined as an exam schedule right here. So actually, our what? Our string in here, it is already parsed as an exam schedule. So what are we going to do is just going to pick up with this one, and then that we can add it as a title of our note right here. Okay? Okay. Okay, so next thing is we're going to make sure that everyone that is going to input in our uh, notes app, yung title is present. So we're just going to have a demand option here. And then we're going to have it like true. Ayan. Okay, so we're going, hey, ayan. Demand option. Why is it not? Oh, true. Tama naman. Is it closed? Yeah, it's closed. Unexpected identifier. Oh my God. Wait lang ha. Ooh. Demand option is true. Comma expected. Okay, so okay. Ayan. Iyan. Ano ba yan, YARGS? As you can see here, when we're not including a title, okay. So as you can see, it will show the options that the title should be required. Ayan. So dapat required siya when we are entering a title. Okay. So next one. As you can see here, we can also have like, we can also include like a type that maybe it should be a string, ganyan, in order for it to enter. Kasi if we're going to have like a then title, we didn't have any value right here. Itatapon niya kasi siyang boolean right here. So we're going to have like type, and then, sige, let's just have it like, siguro string. So put a comma here again. Ayan. So, as you can see, we didn't add the title right here, but ang kinukuha pa rin niya inside is string. Therefore, everything that goes into the title is already a string. So if we're going to have like my title right here, so you can see the title is in here already. Ayan. Okay, so as you can see, kung napapansin nyo dito, like, yung YARGS, yung Args V niya, double siyang napiprint here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, in here, di ba, this prints the second one. But we have tried a while ago that when we are going to comment this one and we run this one, it doesn't do anything actually. So we still need this one in order for it to run, but it will be doubled, yeah. Okay, so we can actually use like YARGS, then parse, and then just delete this one already, and then going to run. As you can see, nag-run pa rin siya, pero isang area na in here because YARGS is already parsing what we need to do. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to print the title that we are getting in here. So we would like to print the title that we are adding, okay? So as you can see here, we're still like making pasa, the argv in here, and therefore, ang print niya is all of these things. But we just want the title in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this one, and then we're just having siguro title, 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 and then we're going to concatenate it with args, argv dot, and then we're going to have the title, since that's the one that we are actually passing on. So if we're going to run this one, so you can see it has the title, my title right here. Okay. Okay, movie magic. Okay, so movie magic. Okay, so this is your challenge for this part. Okay, so you need to add an option to yards in here. And then we're going to set up a body option. Here is our title. And then you need to have the body option as well. And then you configure the description, then make it required. And for it to be a string and log the body value in the handler function, and then you should test your work. Okay, you would need to submit app.js for this one to work. Okay, so yun lang. Yeah, basically that's it. Bye-bye. We'll be discussing that, of course, next meeting. Duh. Adios.